Chers auditeurs,
Dear listeners,
bonjour.
welcome to Comme d'Archi Podcast Season 6.
Saison 6, dans le monde fascinant des architectes.
And in the architectural projects.
Je suis Anne-Charlotte Deponte, passionnée d'architecture et docteur des universités en histoire de l'archi.
I am one of the spokespersons of Anne-Charlotte, who is a PhD in architecture history.
Merci
Thank you
d'être avec moi aujourd'hui.
to be with us today.
Et
And
maintenant,
now,
lundi en français, place au talent.
and Wednesday, let's talk projects. In English, of course.
Bienvenue dans Comme d'Archi.
Hello everyone. Hello Jean-Baptiste Hurstel. Thank you for being with us today. You are architect. In 2 or 3 sentences, could you introduce us to your architectural practice?
Hello, and thank you for having me. My name is Jean-Baptiste, and I'm an architect, as you said. I studied in Italy and Germany. I'm currently working in Berlin, Germany, but doing projects abroad. And my aim as an architect is to make your life better.
Okay, thank you. Now, can you tell us about your favorite project?
Oh, that
Your
would
project.
be... Yeah, that would be another one. I just started my practice, so I don't have a few to choose from. But I think my favorite, at least until now, but it will definitely stay in my memory for a long time, is the villa I recently designed in the British Virgin Islands for a client who had the plot, and the house was unfortunately destroyed during the hurricane in 2017. So she didn't really know what to do, what is possible to do, and how big and so on. But that was a very intense project because I was on site, obviously, and speaking a lot with the client. And it was very, very interesting. There was really the flow of understanding the program and the site, because it was also my first time in the British Virgin Islands, and I think the result is quite nice. Mm-hmm. What I really liked for the project is that on site I was really able to go on site, talk with the client, talk with local partners, also visit not really for holidays, but to see also what materials are used, what also where the wind is coming from, where the sun is coming from. So play and put that all together at the end. So at first it doesn't look like there is something being created on paper, because I sketch a lot, at least at the beginning, putting ideas together. So it's like still a cloud of ideas, of keywords and sketches. And then slowly it appears to have like a form, a shape, a very strong mineral base that will be solid and resist to hurricanes, and a very slim roof that is just drawing windows that allow the user, the inhabitant, to enjoy the site. It's really in the middle of a beautiful landscape. So on one side, which is the north side, so not a direct sun illumination, is a forest on a mountain, and on the other side, so you have the sun coming in, and you also have the view to the sea on a beautiful bay, Josiah's Bay, in the BVI, and it's just very specific. So I was in Brazil, in a similar climate, more or less, north of Brazil, but the site is different. I mean, every site has something to offer: specific stones, specific color, specific wood, and also the specific taste and the needs and the wants of the client. And then there is the plot, obviously, with a specific area. So how do we do to put as much as possible, but keep it comfortable and have some privacy? So it was 3 apartments, 2 1-bedrooms and 1 2-bedrooms. What we did is that we put that on 2 levels. So the ground floor is a more public area with different living rooms and dining rooms and a kitchen, so that in a very efficient way to avoid corridors, because corridors are mostly unused area, because the project itself is fairly small. So I will explain later about the process inside. And the upper floor for a private place, so the bedroom with a walk-in closet and a bathroom in the back, because you don't really want the views and you don't really need the views. So when you wake up, you see the sea directly in front of you, which is a luck for certain people, but I think it should be more popular. It's a shame that not many people see the sea when they wake up.
Yes.
We should fight against that. That's terrible. And the ground floor has a similar idea. So there is a small path that you have to take by foot. You don't bring your car until the last meters. Obviously, at first you need help with the luggages and so on when you move in. But you go through what could be a little bit of a jungle. You go through the plants, and the plants are very luxurious. I mean, they are everywhere, and they filter the sun rays, so you have that kind of feeling that you're in a forest, and you have the little animals, the lizards and so on, that they live their lives there. So you step in between those things, and you go down a little bit because the terrain is in slope, and you open the door, and the first thing you see is the light coming in, and you have the view directly into the sea. And in the meantime, you have the kitchen and the stairs, you have the dining table, and then you have the living room. It goes in a flow, more public to more private. And then you have the terrace, the garden, the beach, the view. I mean, it's endless after. So,
On the delivery date? When?
Will it be finished completely? That would be in at least a year, I fear. So it takes time. We're still in the process of a building permit administration, maybe a few changes to be done, and find a local architect who can also follow the construction site. I could follow the construction site, but then I would likely have to move there, which I would not hate.
You work from Berlin, but you are able to work anywhere in the world?
Yes, and I would like to. I would like definitely that it continues that way. Mostly for the design phases. I mean, it's important to go on site and to speak in person to the client. And I think the video is blocking a lot of information, and go on site is absolutely must. For the rest, once I have a lot of sketches, I could always draw again on the computer very precisely, or my team can do that from anywhere in the world. I've worked also for a company who has an office in Paris and an office in Brazil. And so they work 24 hours. So half of the day is in Paris, and the team in Brazil continues, and that's a very smart way to do it also. Okay.
Your experience in Atelier Jean Nouvel is very important. It's a beautiful background, no?
Yeah, Jean Nouvel was definitely a very interesting and intense experience. I was very honored to be there, to be able to work with them. But all of the others, I mean, from the most famous to least famous, I also work with Triptych, Philippe Starck, Amar Sabé, and there are so many to count. And every architect had something to offer. I think all of them were open, at least at some point, to share their experience and their point of view, which is not necessarily the only point of view that someone can have. But architecture is also a mix of views and a mix of experience, and try to combine those elements together to have a good project.
A word for the end?
Well, maybe a word from Steve Jobs that I think I like, but he himself quoted from an unknown source. I think he read it in the back of a magazine or something. Stay hungry and stay foolish. I think that's very important for architects, to be curious and do the best we can, and not just copy-paste. Let someone do.
Good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you too. Bye-bye everyone, and see you next Wednesday for a new Comme d'Archi in English. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.
Goodbye, thank you.
Thank you for listening, and thanks to the sound engineer who was collaborating with us today. Don't forget to tune in to our previews on Instagram at Comme d'Archi Podcast. If you enjoy this podcast, don't hesitate to promote it by giving it 5 stars and a little comment on Apple Podcast or on your favorite podcast platform. And above all, subscribe to listen to all of our episodes for free. See you soon, and until then, take care of yourself.